Hello guys, today we'll see optical isomerism. Optical isomerism also plays an important role in physicochemical property which is required for showing the better biological activity. First we'll see what is isomerism. After understanding isomerism then we can understand better the optical isomerism. What is isomerism? Isomerism means compounds having similar number of atoms but differ in physical and chemical properties are called isomers. So the compounds which contain the same number of atoms but they will differ in physical and chemical properties are called as isomers, and this phenomenon is called as isomerism. So isomers can also be defined as isomers have same molecular formula but differ in arrangement of atoms. The arrangement of the atoms means the 3D spatial arrangement of the atoms will be different within a molecule. So that type of compounds are called as isomers. So biological activity of a targeted drug molecule depends on its physicochemical properties, nature of functional groups, type of functional groups, and also spatial arrangement of functional groups in the molecule. So out of some thousands of molecules we have synthesized, and out of 1,000 molecules one molecule which will be a targeted drug molecule is showing some biological activity. So to show its desired biological activity of a targeted drug molecule, it completely depends on physicochemical properties of the compound and nature of the functional groups present in the molecule, type of the functional groups present in the molecule, and its 3 dimensional spatial arrangement of the functional groups. So these all are required for showing the better biological activity. Now coming to optical isomerism, if a molecule has a chiral center, what is chiral center? Chiral center means if a carbon containing 4 different groups attached to it, then that center is called as chiral center, or it can be called it as chiral carbon also, or asymmetric carbon also we can. In this structure, if a molecule has a chiral center in its structure, then it forms two mirror images. So it will form two mirror images which are non-superimposable to each other. So after seeing the example, then will understand better. Non-superimposable mirror images are called as optical isomers. So what are optical isomers? Non-superimposable mirror images are called as optical isomers. This optical isomers will rotate towards the plane of polarized light in opposite directions. How they will rotate in plane of polarized light in opposite directions means one optical isomer will rotate towards clockwise direction or right direction. Then that type of optical isomer is called as dextrorotatory optical isomer, and the other optical isomer which is rotating towards the anti-clockwise direction or left side towards the plane of polarized light, then we'll call it as levorotatory optical isomers. So these are the isomers which are mirror images and non-superimposable, and they will rotate towards the plane of polarized light in opposite directions. So this complete phenomenon is called as optical isomers, and which compounds are showing this property, that isomers are called as optical isomers. This optical isomerism is categorized into two categories. What are the two categories? First one is enantiomers and second one is diastereomers. What is enantiomerism? Enantiomerism means the three-dimensional structure of a molecule having chiral center with two mirror images which are not superimposable to each other are called enantiomers. So if any molecule which contains the chiral center, one chiral center, and it is possessing two mirror images, and these two mirror images are not superimposable to each other, then that type of isomers are called as enantiomers. Next, this phenomenon is called as enantiomerism. A carbon atom containing 4 different groups is called chiral center. So which carbon atom containing 4 different groups attached to it, then that center is called as chiral center, and this carbon is also considered as chiral carbon. A chiral compound having one asymmetric center. See, this chiral center can also be called as asymmetric center also. So if any chiral compound contain one chiral center or one asymmetric center, then it will form two enantiomers. So it will double the number of enantiomers. Suppose two asymmetric centers are there, then it will form four enantiomers. Four enantiomers. Each enantiomer has same physical and chemical properties. So any enantiomer you take, so that enantiomer will show the same physical and chemical properties, but it will differ in physiological activities. What are the physiological activities? Means after entering into the human biological system, it will differ in interaction with the receptor because of the difference in arrangement of the groups or spatial arrangement of the atoms. Different in spatial arrangement of the atoms, it will show different physiological activities such as interaction with receptor, metabolism and protein binding. For example, the basic example to understand enantiomerism is lactic acid, COOH CHOH CH3. So this is the example of enantiomerism. This is D lactic acid and this one is L lactic acid. These two are the mirror images to each other and they are non superimposable to each other. Means this part of the lactic acid cannot superimpose on this part of the lactic acid. They mean that's what they are non superimposable mirror images to each other. So this type of compounds are called as this type of isomers are called as enantiomers. To next part of the optical isomerism is diastereomers. So non-mirror images means basically they are non-mirror images and also non-superimposable stereoisomers are called diastereomers, and this phenomenon of diastereomers is called diastereomerism. Compounds having two similar chiral centers. Here, two similar type of the chiral centers will be present in one compound and the configuration of two mirror images above each asymmetric carbon atom will act as a structures of enantiomers. Means the off part of the compound will act as a mirror image to the another off part of the compound, but the one compound cannot be act as a mirror image to another compound. Next one is mesoform. Another structure which possesses plane of symmetry is also possible and it is inactive. Mesoform is the third form of diastereomerism. Another structure which possesses plane of symmetry and it is inactive, means biologically inactive. That form is called as mesoform. See here, this is the example for diastereomerism. The example is tartaric acid, which is the basic example to understand the diastereomerism phenomenon. This is D-tartaric acid and L-tartaric acid, and this is mesotartaric acid. First structure, second structure and third structure. First structure and second structure stereoisomers are acting as a enantiomers because they are non-superimposable mirror images. But if we'll compare one single compound, if we'll cut here, if we'll make it here, it is non-mirror image and non-superimposable stereoisomers. And first compound and third compound stereoisomers or diastereomers. Why? Because the third one is showing its plane of symmetry and which is optically inactive in nature, and this part is not mirror image to first structure, first stereoisomer. So this type of first and third stereoisomers are called diastereomers. They have different physical and chemical properties. Example is tartaric acid. Thank you.